Sunderland's voters gathered at the town's elementary school on Monday, March 5th, for the floor meeting portion of their town meeting, and made fairly quick work of the town and school district warnings. The main item on the agenda was a request to transfer $31,000 raised last year for a local match for a hoped-for state grant to make road safety improvements on part of Sunderland Hill Road. The state grant didn't come through, but supporters of the road safety project wanted to make sure the funds were kept aside in a special fund so they would be ready the next time a grant possibility opened up or used by the town directly on its own to deal with some of the pedestrian and cycling safety issues advocates of the Sunderland Safe Roads Initiative, as the project is known, have identified. If the money had not been designated for assignment to the fund, it would have been returned to the taxpayers.
What we're trying to do is put this into a dedicated reserve fund. What happens with a budget is when you have something as a line item in the budget, at the end of that budget year, that money goes back to the voters. So by default, this money would go back to the voters at the end of this year. We would no longer have it segregated for the bike and pedestrian safety along the road.
After a short discussion, a majority of the roughly 50 residents gave a thumbs up on a voice vote and moved on to the rest of the warning.
I was very pleased that the town is still considering making our roads safer and using the money allotted to, especially at that juncture on Sunderland Hill Road from Town Garage up past the town hall. That really is a safety concern for not only motorists but for cyclists. And so I'm pleased that we still have an opportunity to make road improvements.
Voters approved all the articles on the warning, which included adding $65,000 to the Highway Reserve Fund and another $65,000 to the Paving Reserve Fund. The meeting marked the final town meeting for the Sunderland School Board, which is being folded into the newly formed Taconic and Green Regional School District. Directors did come in for a few questions about what would be the fate of the school building should it be closed at some point in the future, if the Taconic and Green School Board decided that Sunderland's kindergarten through 6th graders could be educated elsewhere. In Australian balloting voting on Tuesday, March 6th, voters approved the Select Board's proposed budgets for the General Fund and the Highway Fund. Stephen Bendix was re-elected for a 1-year term on the Select Board, as was John French, to a 3-year term. Melanie Virgilio, who had been a member of the town's school board and the Taconic and Green Board, ran unopposed for the other 1-year term on the Select Board that was in play. In the one contested election, Richard Davis defeated incumbent Kathleen Morse for the delinquent tax collector position by a 73 to 52 vote margin. Arden Geralman and Kristen Kimball were elected to the town's school board to serve terms that will expire when the new Taconic and Green Regional District goes live on July 1st. For the GNAT TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.